G'day guys and welcome back to Ados the Great YouTube channel. So guys, we have a bit of a different video today. I'm going to do an overachieving and underachieving and an on par sort of tier list. Just let me get my NBA app up. So basically it's pretty straightforward, I think. Like overachieving teams that are doing better than expected, on par teams that are doing as expected. And under is obviously teams that are doing worse than expected, I guess you could say. So, yeah, let's jump in, I guess, and do this. So I do apologise if any NBA fans disagree with this. Your favourite team might be in underachieving, and you guys go, "No way!" We just started the year off not that great, but we're playing pretty good basketball. Um, Let me know. Let me know if you disagree. But yeah, we're going to jump in. We're going to check it out. Hopefully, you guys all agree with this because I reckon I've got a pretty decent knowledge of basketball and the NBA. So, yeah, let's jump in and check it out. Now, I will say that, some of the teams that I'm putting in, like underachieving, may have injuries. And I'm still going to put a lot of like injured teams in underachieving because it's basically a list saying, like, at the start of the year, you expect this team to be you would have expected this team to be higher. You didn't know they had injuries, so they're still going to be going in underachieving, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but that's all good. Yeah, just comment down below what changes you'd make. But anyway, guys, let's get straight in with the Atlanta Hawks. They're sitting 13th in the Eastern Conference. That's crazy to think about. 13th. Definitely underachieving. I don't know what's going on there in Atlanta. It's still pretty fresh in the season, so there's still definitely a chance they can come back. But yeah, they're kind of struggling at the moment, and yeah, I would have thought they would have been doing a little bit better there. So they're going to be underachieving for mine. With the Boston Celtics, I'm actually going to put on par. Now, with my predictions, I have the Boston Celtics around the play-in tournament, and they're currently sitting ninth. So I think that they're pretty on par with mine and probably most people's predictions. Probably could be doing a little bit better, so they probably could make a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a statement. They probably could make an argument for under, but I'm going to pop them in on par. So they're around where everybody sort of expected they would be, I guess. Brooklyn on par. They're sitting second. They technically have the most wins. Well, they do have the most wins in the East, but Washington are one above them because they've got a game less and a loss less. So yeah. Then we've got Charlotte. I think they're probably sitting at on par. They're 10th. They're 7 wins, 7 losses. So I think they're about where everyone would expect them to be. I don't think anyone expected them to like take a massive jump this year. I think a play-in sort of tournament was where most people sort of had Charlotte. So I think that's definitely fair. Just my opinion. Let me know if you disagree. Bulls definitely overachieving. They're far and above overachieving what a lot of people would have thought. Obviously, most people did have them in either the play-in or that sixth spot. But I don't think many people had them, starting the season 8 wins, 4 losses, and sitting in third. So they're definitely overachieving. And shout out to them, man. They're killing it. DeMar DeRozan's playing out of his mind. Next up, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are definitely overachieving, sitting at fourth with 8 wins and 5 losses. Man, Evan Mobley is looking like the rookie of the year. Like, him and Scotty Barnes are probably at the top at the moment, and I'd say he's probably a little bit, a fair bit above Scotty Barnes for the Rookie of the Year, because he has been amazing for Cleveland, just exactly what they needed. So shout out to Cleveland for that one, man. Definitely overachieving. All right, we'll continue with Western Conference teams, because I've got the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference teams, because I've got the Eastern Conference standings up here. So next we've got the Detroit Pistons, definitely on par. Like, I wouldn't say they're underachieving, because they're 2-8, 2-9. Sorry, so 2-9. No one expected them to be that much different. I think on par is fine. Could make a argument to say underachieving. We're going to say on par because, I don't think many people thought that'd be that great that quickly with Cade Cunningham. He's slowly getting into the swing of things after injury. So I think he'll come good in a while, but it may take some time. Then we have the Indiana Pacers, who are sitting 12th. This one's tough because I think a lot of people sort of had them around the bottom. So they're probably on par. They haven't been fully healthy either. They've only just started to get you know, some of their players back. So I'm going to pop them on par. I think that's a fair rating in my opinion, because they're just, they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been, great either by any means. Chris Duarte is an absolute beast, man. Shout out to them for drafting him, because he's killed it. So, I think the Pacers will turn it around a little bit, but I wouldn't say they're underachieving. Definitely wouldn't say overachieving. I'd say they're about on par. Next up, we have the Miami Heat, who are sitting at 8th at the moment with 7 wins and 5 losses. I'd say they're probably... are they on par or are they under? Don't know. Because I had them around 5th or 6th, I think, in my predictions. Maybe a little bit higher. I guess with Kyle Lowry, bringing him in. Tyler Hero's playing out of his mind. They've got a decent record, but I don't know. Sorry, they're not sitting 8th. They're sitting 6th. I got that wrong. Okay, so they're sitting 6th. I think they're on par. I don't think they're by any means underachieving, but they're definitely not overachieving either. I'm happy to leave them there. The Bucks, definitely underachieving. Now, I know they've got injuries, but like they're the champs from last year, and I'm pretty sure at the start of the season nobody would have thought they were sitting under 500, 11th on the Eastern Conference standings. So they're definitely underachieving from people's expectations. Um, bear in mind, if you come at me in the comments saying you're completely wrong, they've had so many injuries, they're not underachieving. As I said at the start, I'm not basing this off just injuries. Like, I'm basing this off where people would have expected them to be, regardless of injuries. So they're definitely underachieving for me. Then we have, who we got next? The Knicks. The Knicks are sitting at 8th. I think the Knicks are underachieving because they've been fairly full strength. They're over 500, but I would have thought they'd been a little bit better. Yeah, they're losing games they probably should be winning. I'm pretty confident to leave them in underachieving. I know people will probably come at me about that, but I'm pretty confident to leave them there. So if you do disagree, I do apologise. But for me, the Knicks are underachieving. Magic on par, 3-9. They're probably I mean, they're not overachieving, but yeah, they're not underachieving either. They've been, they've had games where they've been fine. They've looked all right. I think they're doing pretty good where they are at the moment. So yeah, I'm happy to pop them there. The Philadelphia 76ers could be a controversial one, but I 100% think they are overachieving. Now, um, without Ben Simmons, I thought they'd fall off a little bit. They're sitting fifth at the moment. I think I had them at like seventh or eighth, maybe even ninth. I can't remember. So for me, at this point in time, I think they're overachieving. They're absolutely killing it, even without like Joel Embiid sometimes. So I definitely think that the 76ers are overachieving. There probably is a world where you pop them down here, but personally, I think they're overachieving. Who we got next? The Raptors. The Raptors for me are overachieving. Now I had them, I think, missing the play-in. I think I had them about 12th or 11th. They're currently sitting at 7 with 7 wins and 6 losses. They haven't got Pascal Siakam back yet either. I think he may get traded with how well they're playing. Goran Dragic sitting out. So I don't know if he's sitting out or if he's injured or if they're not playing him. I think he's just fallen out of the rotation, to be honest. Yeah, Raptors are doing absolutely amazing without some of their better players. So yeah, shout out to them, man. They're killing it. I had them at about 11th or 12th. And on that maybe 10th, but I'm pretty sure I had them out of the play-in because I didn't think they'd be playing this well, but they've shocked me, so I definitely think they are overachieving. And finally, the other overachieving team in the East is definitely Washington Wizards. They're sitting number one at the moment with an 8-3 record. Man, traded Westbrook and they got like role players from the Lakers that are absolutely killing it. So shout out to them, man. They've done very well recruiting. So yeah, they're definitely. If you say that they are not overachieving, you are not watching the NBA in 2021. So I think this is all the teams. It definitely is. That's the 15 teams from the East. So we're going to jump over and check out the West now. Starting off with the Dallas Mavericks, who are sitting fourth with 8 wins and 4 losses. I'm going to say they're on par. I don't think they're overachieving. I think they're about where most people would have had them. So I'm happy to lock them in there. Next up, we've got the Denver Nuggets, who are sitting fifth. I think they're on par as well. They're not overachieving. They're not underachieving. Happy to lock them in there. Golden State Warriors, I'm going to pop into overachieving. Playing this well without Klay Thompson. I think a lot of people sort of had Steph Curry winning the MVP, but I don't think many people would have said they'd be number one in the conference with only one loss after 12 games. So they're definitely an overachieving team for me. The Houston Rockets, 1 win, 11 losses. I think most people would have sort of had them around there. I think they are definitely in the realm of on par for what people's expectations were of them. The Clippers are sitting sixth with 7 wins, 4 losses. Again, I'm going to put them on par. I think most people had them around that fifth, sixth sort of standing. So I like that pick there. I think that's pretty fair to say that they're on par. Los Angeles Lakers, I'm going to say they're underachieving. And I know they haven't had LeBron James, but things aren't clicking for them. Westbrook hasn't been great. They're currently sitting seventh with seven wins, 6 losses. Everybody had them in the top 4. And you know what? They probably will finish up there. But, I got absolutely hounded when I said that the Lakers are not. Well, they will probably fall out of the top 4. Everyone said, no, you're a dickhead. You're a fucking idiot. You know nothing about basketball. Man, they could. You don't know. They haven't had a good start to the season. Maybe they need time to gel, but It's not happening at the moment. So, yeah, if you guys, if they do fall out, I want an apology on my prediction video. Just saying, just saying. The Grizzlies are sitting 8th with 6 wins, 6 losses. I am going to put them in overachieving. I know a lot of people sort of had them doing pretty well this year, but I don't think people sort of thought they'd start the year off this well. I definitely didn't. So they're definitely going in overachieving for me. I think that they are doing very well on the season. Then we have the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I would generally put in on par, but I'm putting underachieving. Now, these are my Timberwolves. I absolutely love the Timberwolves. I bleed for Minnesota Timberwolves, but the reason I'm putting them in under, and I'm sorry that I'm giving like a big in-depth spiel about this, but at the end of last season, man, they killed it. They went on this big run, played so well together. They were like one of the best. I think they were like top 2 or something in offensive rating at the end of last season, which was ridiculous. We're over the last 20 games or something. And then a lot of people expected them to have a big jump this year. They started the season off very well in the first few games and then really fell off. Like they just let big leads go. So they had a good win against the Lakers yesterday at the time of recording this video. But after that, man, they've just been very disappointing. So, sorry. So, yeah, I hope I can put them in overachieving by the end of the year. But for now, in my opinion, they are underachieving. So you can't say I'm biased because I am putting my team that I support in underachieving. We have the Pelicans, 100% underachieving. And before you come at me with the Zion's injured, they've got Jonas Valanciunas, they've got Brandon Ingram. They've got a team that should be beating some of the teams that they've been playing, and they just haven't really looked good. They haven't clicked. I haven't been a fan of how they've been playing. You know, their only win was against the Timberwolves, and that wasn't that convincing either. The Wolves just let a good lead slip, and yeah, for me, New Orleans are definitely, with 1 win and 12 losses, are definitely underachieving. Yeah, definitely underachieving. OKC are 5 wins, 6 losses. They're overachieving for me. And you guys might look at that and think, but hang on, they're like 0.455 or 0.455. There we go. How can you say that they're overachieving? Well, when you look at it, people thought they'd finish last this season. Still could, but at this time, when I'm recording this video, after about 12 games, some teams played 13, they're doing pretty well. Like they're beating teams that they definitely should be losing to. So shout out to Shea because he's absolutely carrying this team. But yeah, let's keep it going. The Phoenix Suns on par. I don't think they are underachieving by any means. They're sitting second. You can't say they're overachieving because people would have thought, the runners up last year would be back up there. So I definitely think that's fair to put them there. Same with Portland. I'm going to put them on par. They are going about where everybody thought they would. Dame sort of had a pretty poor start to the season. So realistically, they're doing all right for the start Dame's had, but they are under 500, sitting at 9th. So I'd say they're probably on par for where most people would have had them this season. So yeah, the Kings, 5 wins, 8 losses. I'd say they're on par because a lot of people didn't really have them at the bottom this year. They sort of had them moving up a little bit, and they're sitting at about where most people would have had them, just missing out on the play-in. So yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assumption there. Spurs have looked good this year. They have looked very good. but again, on par. They're sitting 13th, 4 wins, 8 losses. You can't really say they're underachieving because they're not. And you can't say that they're overachieving because they're really not either. They're beating good teams on the odd occasion, but still not still not in any of these categories, in my opinion. And finally, Utah Jazz, definitely on par. 8 wins, 4 losses. Sitting third. I think most people had them in the top 4. So I think that's a pretty fair assumption. But yeah, guys, there's my list. Let me know what you guys thought about this one. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What changes would you make? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.